Galfred, ready for inspection, are we? Right then. Eyes forward, back straight. Yes, I think you pass muster. You would be surprised at how many young, promising soldiers get themselves killed by rushing off into the woods without first donning a decent set of armor. Your equipment, however, should provide the required degree of protection. Consider yourself ready for duty. By your tireless efforts, you have proven yourself a friend to Gridania. I believe you can be trusted with sensitive intelligence. I would assign you a mission of considerable import, yet the need for secrecy prevents me from disclosing its details until you have pledged your participation. I am authorized to tell you only that it concerns suspicious activity in the Twelves Wood. Say that you will lend us your aid, and I shall proceed with the briefing. Absolutely. Good. Time is of the essence, so listen well. You will now have heard that a suspicious individual has been seen prowling the Twelveswood. And you may also be aware that XIV activity has risen sharply in the region of late. What you may not know is that this increase coincided almost exactly with the first recorded sighting of the aforementioned individual. Suspecting a connection, we tightened our surveillance in hopes of tracking down our unknown visitor. Alas, our quarry is proving to be exceedingly elusive, almost as if he knows our movements ahead of time. But where whole units have failed, a lone adventurer may yet succeed. Acting independently and covertly, you may be able to close in on our quarry unnoticed. Fear and anxiety are beginning to take their toll upon the citizenry. For their sake, I ask that you aid us in this investigation. You have my gratitude. With your help, I am hopeful we will shed light upon this mystery. Begin your search at Lifeman's Stump. It is there that the majority of the sightings took place. Be forewarned, my people cannot offer you support lest our quarry catch scent of our presence and evade us yet again. Proceed with caution. Alright, let's see what kind of mess I've gotten myself into.
Look! Someone's already here.
Oh.
Oh dear. Is that a sword in the stump? Bad idea. Really bad idea. It takes a lot less than that to incite the green wrath, you know. Why, the first time we came to the Twelveswood, we almost ended up as a train's dinner, just for crashing our airship in the wrong place. It was all Papalimos's fault, of course.
Not even close.
Though he'd sooner swallow his staff than... You know him, Kuplo Kop?
So both of them can see the Moogle as well as myself.
Well, not exactly, but we did once share a carriage. Isn't that right?
Okay, so this is the same Moogle.
How are the readings?
Same as the last. There is a disturbance here as well, and newly manifested at that. Kuplo Kop seems convinced of your innocence. But if this isn't your doing, whose is it?
Ever since the calamity, the forest's been really sensitive.
I would imagine from what I've heard of the calamity, it wasn't pleasant.
The slightest disruption to the etheric flow...
Okay. Well, that's kind of cool. I'm not so much against boosting or anything like that, but, well, I mean, admittedly, like in World of Warcraft, I I've got a few boosted characters simply because I've been playing since vanilla and just filling out my roster, and I've gotten free boosts from purchasing the expansions, and so it's not, I'm not against it, but at the same time, especially in game, I've noticed with WoW, you get a lot of new players that haven't ever experienced any of the base content, and then they boost and then they don't know what they're doing. And so I think it can be detrimental both to veterans and new players alike, because then the veterans kind of crap all over the new players and the new players don't learn it the right way, and it can be a mess. And so it's kind of nice that boosting really isn't, it's not pushed. I don't mind it being an option. Oh, wow.
It seems.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, once you already know the game, I have no problem with boosting. I think that's, it's, if you've got the money and you want to spend it, then, why not? Go right ahead. Yes, absolutely. A kill and grind is not the right mentality. Especially with what I've heard about this story. I've heard that this one is, it's the story in this is supposed to be comparable to like the rest of the mainline Final Fantasies, and so for having that rich of a story in an MMO, I definitely would not want to just, grind right through it. Cool, that's fantastic. I actually just finished playing through Final Fantasy XII again, and that's why I figured I'd move on to this, because I haven't experienced a whole lot of it, and especially with the new expansion coming out and everything, I wanted to see if it really was as good as I'd been hearing.
Hear, feel, think.
Oh, I'm down with that. Because I must admit, 12, I went ahead and played through Zodiac Age, and mechanically I have a few issues with it, but the scenery, the music, the story was so fantastic. I absolutely loved it. And honestly, the mechanical issues were just, 1,000 years. Yeah, holy cow. That is wicked.
There once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate. The power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them. By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee.
This is just absolutely
Believe
badass.
light liveth in thy heart.
Yeah, leave it to Square to make something so simple so freaking wicked.
Go now, my child, and shine thy light on all creation.
That was so cool. Giant rock bomb, yeah, for real. Oh, and quite honestly, I mean, on spoilers, they don't hurt my feelings any. I've played every Final Fantasy except I never got to play 11, and I haven't played through all of 2, the original 2 on NES or Famicom, and I haven't played through 8 at this point. And I mean, when it comes to spoilers, you know, like right there, it was a crystal, and you know, classic Final Fantasy music, it still gave me chills. I mean, spoilers or no, it's still always badass when it comes from them. It's so good.
And what have we here?
Our culprit, it would seem, an Ixal. And no ordinary Ixal either. A chieftain.
Okay.
That they would venture this deep into enemy territory, the beastmen may indeed be.
Oh,
acting
now
on
that is
orders.
wicked. Getting to see Rabanastre in this? Oh, that's awesome. I will admit, I'm not a huge fan of like desert locales and stuff, but I really did enjoy Rabanastre and the Esther and Wester Sands around it. It was really cool.
Ada? Oh, loud, tactless, much the same as always.
That is awesome that you get to go back.
Giant crystals? Can't say I've seen any. Are you sure you're feeling better?
Understood. Over and out.
Oh, the Garum Scythe. The Garum Scythe, I've played through 12 twice before, and then going back through it in
We shall soon return to give a
Zodiac
full
Age
report.
this last time. Garum Scythe always scared me because I had never dealt with Chuchulainn until this last time, and I always knew there was something terrifying down there, but I never knew what it was. And then yeah, going up against Chuchulainn down in the Garum Scythe this time around was I was a little over leveled, and so it wasn't as terrifying as it should be, but it's just going through the waterway was always creepy because you never knew what you were going to get into down there.
Understood. Over and out. Kupo!
Yeah, now see now I love their stories, and now I'm excited to
Till
get
next
into
time,
it.
Take care.
Because I've heard they do a lot of stuff like that in this, of tying in the old games with
That sword might be a clue.
you know, common threads and Easter eggs and stuff, which I'm really excited to see.
You don't suppose that adventurer could see Kuplo Kop, do you?
I sure could.
And this occurs to you now? Yes, it seemed that way. Time will tell.
Well, time will have to, because you won't. You never tell me what's really going on. Unless you don't know what's going on either.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Just gotta fake it till you make it. Alright, let's grab our sword. It is good to see you back. One of our patrols sent word that you have been spotted doing battle with enraged Trents. I am relieved to find you none the worse for the experience. But tell me, what were you able to discover at Leifman's Stump? A magic blade. Here you go. Oh, cool. They actually explain Shinryu. That's awesome. Not just some random dragon in a chest. A sword in the stump and a dead Ixal. I can say with absolute certainty that this blade is of Ixali origin. It is one of a kind used exclusively in the Beastman's rituals. The Ixal rarely set foot in the central shroud, so tight is our guard over the area. What purpose could have driven them to take such a risk? I fear something is afoot. That is badass. This is I'm excited now. Not that I wasn't before, but what's that? A dubious couple sporting peculiar spectacles. So you have finally been acquainted with Yida and Papalimo. Lay your suspicions to rest. Gridania counts them among her staunchest allies. Both are scholars hailing from a distant land and have been with us since before the calamity. Their garb may appear outlandish and their exchanges baffling, but never once have they given us cause to doubt them. Indeed, they often assist the God's Quiver and the Wood Whalers in their work, much as I hope you will in the days to come. Although our unknown visitor eludes us still, owing to your efforts, we have acquired important intelligence on the Ixali threat. You have my gratitude. We are fortunate indeed to have a capable adventurer such as you aiding us. I pray you will continue to serve the people of Gridania in whatever capacity you are able. Most certainly. All right. Welcome back. You performed admirably. I had my recruits watching from the banks as you dispatched the Fs. It appears your skill in battle has inspired them. Either that or they have no wish to be upstaged by an adventurer. It matters little which. What does matter is that they have resumed their training with renewed zeal and that I have you to thank for it. I am in your debt. I will take the better spear. Injuries to several of my men have left me short-handed and I require a capable sort to complete their unfinished duty. The task is simple. Put down as many of the local Chigoi population as necessary to acquire 8 of their egg sacs. Having done so, you are to deliver them to Monranguin at Gilbert's Spire. He will answer any queries you might have. Now I have other business to attend to. Oops. Well. Ah, you must be the adventurer standing in for our injured companions. Terribly unfortunate business, that. It seems, however, you had little trouble gathering the egg sacs in their stead. Excellent work. I shall have them sent over to the Trappers League immediately. Lest you wonder, these egg sacs are not destined for the dinner table. Members of the Twin Adder and the Wood Whalers are assisting the League by collecting the samples they need to check for sign of sickness. The Chigoi you see is one of the few creatures capable of transmitting the disease known as the Creeping Death. Until relatively recently, any Hyur who contracted this ghastly illness would almost invariably perish. Indeed, a single outbreak once claimed the lives of a third of the Hyurian population here in Gridania. That was a long time ago, of course. With the medicines available to us now, the Creeping Death is not the killer it once was. Even so, it is best to halt any new outbreaks before they occur. Thus, we gather Chigoi eggs on a regular basis in order to assist the Trappers League with their ongoing research. Your timely assistance is most appreciated. Such an embarrassing turn of events. I sent a recruit from the Bannock on a surveying expedition only for the Craven to turn tail and flee at the first sign of trouble. This is not how we treat requests from the Conjurers, and as if such a poor showing weren't bad enough, the lily-livered half-wit left behind the surveying equipment provided by Paulina herself. While I attempt to instill some backbone into this so-called soldier, would you mind recovering the survey gear and returning it to Herr Paulina at Gabinot's Bower? According to my recruit's tale, there should be a set of survey records, a surveyor's rope, 2 boxes of surveyor's instruments strewn about the interior of the cave to the south of here. It is a wonder the damn fool didn't lose his boots. Matron, watch over you. Records? Oh no. Leave me alone. Yes, may I assist you with some matter? Here you go. I'm assisting you, you don't even know it. Oh, but this is the equipment I left with the soldiers of the Bannock. Fled at the first sign of danger, you say? I see. Well, all is not lost. It appears the recruit managed to complete the surveying assignment. The records are actually quite detailed. With the changes wrought by the calamity, I thought it was wise to send the Order of the Twin Adder on a number of expeditions to map the region's topography. As fortune would have it, the officers saw these tasks as an excellent opportunity to train inexperienced soldiers. We can no longer rely on our past knowledge of the Twelveswood. If we are to survive these troubled times, we must reacquaint ourselves with our surroundings, that we may better discern the threats we face. Stay vigilant, adventurer. Okay. If you might spare the time, I would have you thin the number of hoglets in Green Tier. While these beasts have always called the Twelveswood home, their appetite has grown so insatiable of late that I fear they will devour every nut on the forest floor. The cycle of life cannot well sustain such gluttony. I must ask you to slay at least 6 of the creatures they sacrifice will be to the greater good of the Twelveswood, I assure you.